like a yellow cake. I don't know if I necessarily had it from scratch.
I want pound cake.
Really? Oh no,
pound cake is amazing.
Yo, niggas gotta put some respect on the pound cake, bro.
That's not even a discussion. If you don't like pound cake, I don't know what's wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
Like pound cake is
everything, bro.
That's the auntie.
I ate pound cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
What?
I eat. This nigga using past tense.
Just a bunch of black niggas talking Jew money and some French cuff shirts. Sometimes I do shit just to see if it works. Might just talk to your girl just to see if she flirts. But I ain't never been pressed, I ain't one for the thirst. Just trying to open up her eyes, help her see more. Take her to my studio and bend her over keyboard. You looking for a boss? Well, baby, follow the leader. I'm like Leo without the PR. You gotta love it, I brought it up from the seafloor. She think vacation is her and her girls in DR. All I need's a couple weeks with the phone off. Ironically, I be doing it just to recharge. Offers on the table, but we ain't budging. Got some Hollywood freaks and they all need loving. I'm like expensive.
Well, fellas, we might as well hop into the show. How y'all doing, man? How y'all feeling? I guess where's our manners? Welcome to the Weekly Basis Podcast.
It's been a long week, headed. We ain't been.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, man.
We had a little break week.
Yeah.
How long was the break? What, 2 weeks? It felt like?
2 weeks.
Yeah, about.
It was 2 Sundays.
Yeah, but overall, getting to this moment where we are right now, like how y'all feel as far as the progress, as far as everything we've been going through?
I'm enjoying it.
Bro, I got lighting in my house right now. I got lighting in my crib right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you enjoying the experience of
listen.
The podcast.
Do you know how long niggas have been just like dreaming of the day when they can just pop up anywhere and shoot some content or get an idea off or do some shit like that? And I'm like in my crib, and it's not like we just got an iPhone set up. Remember me and Daddy, we shot the promo for Risk Takers with just the iPhone right there in the kitchen. And now it's
we shot the cover art in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All in one night. We did all that in one night.
Police came. It was hell of a
night. Man. Oh wow.
Sale truck wanted to fight the man.
And you gotta think this is like not too long after the George Floyd shit.
Yeah.
So you know, like this is the interaction outside the door. You know, like they knocking on the door, coming to the crib. So it's like I think like Sale was on that tip. And here's the tip.
As far as interactions with police go, it wasn't a bad one, dog. Like they was just like, yo, like, can you keep it down a little bit? You know, we smell weed, but you know it's legal. We ain't gonna trip on the weed. Just keep it down. My brother was like, yo, what the fuck, my nigga? Like, yo, chill.
That's what I'm saying. Like the energy from the George Floyd situation was still in the atmosphere of the world. So it was just like niggas was on edge. And like,
very tense.
You know, I understand both. You feel me? Like you just feel like that from the police interaction, but they really not tripping.
They not even on that.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
They really wasn't tripping. They was just like, all right, y'all playing the music. We was playing the music loud.
It was loud. Niggas laughing.
It was lit in here.
How many people was in?
Shit. It was like 4 of us.
Nah, it was more
5.
It was me, you, Trev, Sel. I think Sean was there.
Sean was there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking it was either Sean.
Okay, that might have been right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We shot the promo right in the kitchen. Did a little quick commercial. We took the glasses. These are the same glasses. Same glasses from the Risk Takers promo. Cop that on Apple Music.
So we growing.
Yeah.
We like a motherfucker.
We growing.
Sure.
Yeah, we see the progress. We see the changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Full circle.
And ultimately, I mean, outside of that, man, just because this is the weekly basis, we gonna be consistent. You know what you said. We earn the respect by our consistency, or we earn trust by our consistency, and that's what we're gonna display. So anything throughout this week, man, that y'all went through, experience something that happened that y'all can chime in on, something you want to share.
Cause I just you know, I mean, you just had your basic like people just being annoying. You know, it wasn't really a bad
You
week.
was tweeting some shit, and I never asked you about it.
Yeah, it was, you know, like some people are just like messy individuals. So,
Right.
you know, they use certain times to create situations.
Right.
And it's just annoying.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just like, all right, cool. Like, at the end of the day, we grown, you know, like, if you have to walk around, like, telling your business to other people to feel secure within yourself, then, you know, like, that's really not.
It's
you
a
know,
shaky foundation.
Yeah.
That's nothing. You can't stand on that. You can't stand on that.
I just don't get it, you know, but that was really the only thing that really happened to me this week.
I mean, as far as me, like, one of the things that's super annoying, bro, is when people just assume you're available. Or they assume that, you know, oh, he got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that is annoying, especially when family do it. You know what I mean? Especially, like for me, like, I'll be there for family or whatnot. But then they just take my kindness for a weakness sometimes. I'd be like, come on, bro. Like...
That's what come with it.
Yeah.
That's the like, you know, like I was reading something and it said, you know, it's a consequence for everything, good or bad.
Yeah.
You know, like even when you're doing good, it's something that's gonna come with it that's going to be, like you said, annoying or unfortunate.
Yeah.
And that's just part of it. Like when you're a good-hearted person and you're genuine and you help people, it's natural for human beings to attach themselves to that because it's not available.
Yeah.
You know, they don't run across a lot of people like that, so...
And they ain't like that.
Yeah, you know, like they're running into the ground because you're not used to having it, you know?
Yeah.
So...
And that's like... But I understand, like, not everybody, you know, is not necessarily in a position, but more so they see the opportunity to ask, so they're going to ask. You know what I mean? And I get it, but to the same degree, I'm like, don't abuse. You know what I mean? I feel like we just abuse a lot of
This
shit.
the time, you talking about the time I asked you for turkey sausage? Pause.
No, bro. No.
Nigga made breakfast. I said, I don't really eat pork. Niggas.
No, to get more specific, because I know they're probably not even gonna watch this, but pretty much a family member has passed, right? Mm-hmm. And
sorry to hear that.
Yeah. And so appreciate it. So pretty much what happened is that the family member that passed, like who we're connected to, you know, his funeral is going to be in Louisiana, right? These plane tickets is like $1,200, like they crazy right now.
Sheesh.
So it's like, can we really about to spend? And we really wasn't even close with this individual. It's just family. But when somebody say, well, can you make sure that this person gets down there? What? Like,
You're not going?
And we're not going.
But they want you to pay for someone else.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Come on. You can't just...
Those are the things that are annoying because it's just common sense. It's like, if I'm not going, then why?
Or even
and
this,
why
right?
can't you make sure they get down?
Right. Or all the family. Yeah. How about everybody split it?
Exactly. Or they'll ask, like, all right, can y'all drive down? That's an 18-hour drive.
Sheesh, yeah.
There and back.
For a funeral.
Exactly.
Yeah.
18 hours. So if money's not the issue, then y'all can drive. Like, how can you assume I have that time?
Yeah, right.
How can you not take that into consideration?
Right.
Like
18 hours to just drive.
Come on, bro. Like, 2 days. That's 36 hours.
That's why I love considerate people unconditionally.
Man.
Yeah.
I love considerate people. Like, if you have a considerate trait about you, I love that. Like, I will love you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the relationship, like, I will love that about you because it's so rare. Like, people just simply don't think you have anything to do with your time. Or whatever you know what I'm saying? Whatever you've created in your life. Like, in terms of you, like, what, you know what I'm saying? For them to ask that question, you must have been this person for a period of time. Like, it's a consistency in it.
Exactly.
So they look for you to have it because of what you've done for yourself.
Correct.
You know, like, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, man, it sucks. But, you know, one of the things that I think You know, and we talked about this because of I seen a question. What's the difference between and I'm pivoting here. What's the difference between publishing and masters when it comes to music? I really ain't have a lot, but what we do know is that from the outside perspectives, labels take advantage of artists. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not taking them into consideration as well. You know what I mean? Like, y'all got some insight to kind of explain, like, you know, the difference, you know, why is it important? You know, what's y'all insight on that?
First thing I want to say is publishing is different from masters, which is different from distribution. And I've gotten in arguments with niggas who had no clue what neither one of them was, but read half a book and thought that they could tell me some shit. So I just want to say that just because you hear those words and buzzwords,
I wasn't one of those niggas.
It was like just because you hear those buzzwords, like niggas love talking about that shit, but they never had to really go through it, and it's just really annoying when niggas like you're asking, right? What's going on? It's motherfuckers out here that really think they know, never had to distribute nothing, you've never published anything. And you're not a master of anything. So how the fuck are you such a expert on any of this shit? It's just the arguments I be having with niggas sometimes. It'd be annoying as fuck. But to
explain the difference.
It's like publishing is like what you make on other shit, kinda, right? Mm-hmm. Like your masters is like your shit. Like it's gonna be hard to own your publishing without owning your masters, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Right?
Oh shit.
I'm looking at Dave.
I'm listening. I don't know. You know, I'm listening. That's
so publishing is like what you make off other shit, like your music publishing. So when it gets published somewhere other than like.
So if it's on a YouTube video or like a commercial, Pepsi commercial, or like if it's on. You know,
you said that's what category?
Publishing.
It's
when other people use your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, when other people place you in their
placement. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Masters is literally owning the actual music.
The content.
Yes.
Like
I
a
own
catalog.
My masters. Yes, I own my masters. I own my catalog. Because what niggas will do during their recording contracts is they will sign that away to the label. Right?
So let me ask you a question. Why now has it become a thing where like artists are selling back their masters for so much money, or just their catalog?
I honestly I can't explain that. But
so I think I got an idea.
But I think like I can't explain why. I don't know. I have a concrete. I have theories.
Yeah. So I have an idea of why. Is because I think the reason why is because it's like how much money is your music worth right now? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And let's say if you right now is worth $50 million in let's say a major artist's opinion, right? Like it's worth $50 million to me right now. Would I sell it right now for $50 million? I mean, I'm still gonna make new music.
Right.
That don't necessarily mean they're gonna master my new music. Like I'm just using Future's thing for example, but that just necessarily mean like shit. I can get $50 million right now. What can I do with them 50 M's?
So are you saying is it a capacity on the money spent on your masters as time goes on? Like does it decrease or does it increase in value?
It depends on the artist, right? And it depends on how good the music is and the era, right? Because for example, like there's hella artists from back in the day that don't get no streams, no play right now, right? And it was hot back then because the music was hot in that time. That's just gonna be forgotten. It's a very high possibility a lot of the shit that's getting created now might be forgotten if the substance isn't good enough. So if you have
this shit is gonna age well.
Exactly.
Right now.
Some records will.
Some
records will. You know, like
I say 90% of this shit is not aging well.
Yeah, a good portion of it isn't. It's a lot of good songs I can see sticking around for a while because
90
even now I'm seeing songs that are getting played that came out 5 or 6 years ago, and I'm realizing the time like even okay, let's say like you go to like a festival like Rolling Loud, like I went to Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
A lot of those songs that were performed, like even a lot of the songs like Lil Uzi performed were old records. Like, he was still performing Money Longer. Like, that's 2016.
Right.
You know, so, like, in terms, like, I say it's based on the artistry. Of course, a good portion of the music isn't going to stick because there's no real artistry in it.
Right.
But you have certain artists who will have, like, that Future run. Like, nobody thought Future was going to stick around. He came out, Tony Montana, cool, you know, like, but then he turned into a hook artist.
Yeah.
You know, like, he had different phases. He came out with a debut single, he was new, did the hook artist, then he started to get into the solo realm. Right. He wrote for people. So that's why I asked the question on the value of the catalog, because I feel like for him to sell it at this point, that music he's made in his past, I feel like has hit the cap. But he has room to make more records to create more money still.
Exactly.
You know, like, but it's like that catalog, like, that's what I'm going to get for that. Like, we going back to 2013.
Exactly.
You feel me? Like, that's not going to last another 5 years.
Yeah.
But I can make a record right now that could last me another 10.
Exactly. That's why it was, for me, in his eyes, it was smart. Because like you said, like, it might not necessarily age. You still will hear the shit, but, you know, if you create a new record today, that shit's going to last for another 5 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can make another 70, 80 million, or with inflation, 200 million at the time when it's time to sell it. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just different ways. And like, let's say if you're an artist, right? And you're about to sign a deal, right? If you have nothing, if you're at bare bones, you're like, you just got this crazy ass talent, but you don't have no money, like, you're in a bad situation at this point. As a label, why should I take the risk of giving you this money up front that you gonna give me a return on my investment, and then for me to still let you keep your masters? Why, in your opinion?
From a business standpoint, I don't be mad at labels. Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't be mad at record labels. Because for one, I'm taking a chance on you, technically. Even though I'll probably make the money back in other areas. It only take one to three artists to keep the lights on in a record label. Yeah. So, I'm gonna make my money back, and it's a lot of times it's an A&R taking a chance on you, and they may not even be the one A&R, some A&R that probably just started with some shit, and you know what I mean. So it's
you can't blame labels, because like you said, for one, I'm taking a chance, and this is my company, right? Like that's like going to work and asking for an advance and expecting me to pay you for nothing. You know, like, I'm a label, I found you. Unless you have leverage,
there you go.
There's really nothing you can talk to me about, because I'm putting you in places that you would never be able to get into without my approval. Like, without my stamp. Yeah. Without my money, without my resources and the things that I've built from having this company. So, when artists come out and say, like, oh, they stole from me, it's like, bro, it's a business deal. Like, that's why I say it's so important to focus on the artistry instead of making records for people, because, like he said, the records can be forgotten. Exactly. But people remember artistry. They remember, you know what I'm saying, like how you tapped into a certain bag.
Right.
That's why niggas still fuck with Ryan Leslie, because them videos of him literally making a record, they was like, oh, this nigga plays the drums, he plays the piano, this nigga.
It's the whole process.
It's a video, and niggas know he's nice like that, right? Yeah. You ain't gonna hear Ryan Leslie records ringing off, but his name's still relevant because of how he approached the craft. Right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just off a video of this nigga making a song. Yeah. You know, literally making the song.
You know what I love? You know, I said not love. You know what I noticed for us as fans? Like, we love phases.
We do.
In terms of artistry. Like,
we do.
When motherfuckers go into different bags, like, they may have came in, you know what I'm saying, been a little bit more smoother or not too aggressive. And then later, it's this aggressive nature in the music, and the artistry has shifted. And it's like, damn, like, okay, like.
I feel like Ross did that. A little bit.
Yeah, Ross, Drake definitely did.
His delivery was like, even on the harder records, he was still like, I was talking to Dev about this the other day. It's like, yo, I don't know how to not chill on a record. I sound so relaxed on every fucking song. And he was like, we working on a record now, and he was like, man, like, we gotta, try and work on the energy and shit. It's like, man, I'm such a cool nigga, it's hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's like and that's what I mean by artistry, because when we making a record or we're collaborating on something, the idea isn't for us to sound the same. Mm-hmm. How can I take what you bring to the table and what I bring to the table and incorporate it and create?
That's actually that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
me and him do have different, like,
yeah.
That's my style. Like, niggas love me for that shit. So it's like, that's what I do. I'm not even necessarily doing it on purpose. I do want to add, it to the repertoire. Maybe I can make a more aggressive record. But like, at the same time, it's like, you knew who I was when you got here.
Yeah. And that's the work. That's the work. You feel me? Like, that's the hardest part of creating a record. Of course you can rap.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, but it's like, how can I incorporate your sound with mine and make a good record?
It's the other shit. It's
all the other stuff that comes with music, and adding those resources to be able to make it to where the artist can make it.
And that's what we love as fans.
Yeah.
When two motherfuckers with different sounds can come, like, if Playboy Cardi can hop on a record with Drake, anybody can make that shit work.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, if Drake is willing to go recruit Playboy Cardi, then it's like, yeah, nigga, you can make that shit work. Playboy Cardi is not sounding like Drake on a record.
No.
He's bringing a totally different feel, but the record is still intact, though. Right. Like, you can still sit there and listen to it, like, okay.
So, let's say, for example, if you're now an artist, though, so from an artist point of view, right, you get $1 million deal. Life change. But it's just $1 million. Now, when it comes down to it, your work starts making, for the year, let's say you put up $10 million, as far as what your work, your music has made, right? How are you feeling at that point? You know what I mean? As an artist, because you signed this deal, right? You knowingly signed this deal to create profit. You only got the $1 million up front. That's it. Everything else is pretty much going to the label. But you signed the contract. So is it a bad deal? Because
if it's a bad deal, don't sign it.
It's all about what you believe in yourself.
That's why I say it's all about leverage. It's all about what you created up to the point where you get what you want. And I feel like that's in anything.
Everybody's been in a bad deal before, though.
Yeah, but that's
is
the thing.
Is it a bad deal until the results come? I think that's usually when the bad deal is shown.
That's when the work comes.
It's only a bad deal until everything is displayed. Like, once all the work is done, we ain't made these millions of dollars, now it's a bad deal. But at the time, when you have shit...
Yeah. It's a bad deal if you don't succeed and take over leverage.
It's a good deal, but it's a bad... Okay, it's good for you to take it. I'm not saying you shouldn't take the deal.
Right.
But from a business and legal standpoint, this is a bad deal.
I think it's a bad deal to start.
But you should sign it.
It's like
exactly. But you should sign it.
It's like getting a loan. It's like getting a loan from a bank.
Yeah, that's all.
It's a loss somewhere in there for you.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's all about how you, like, if I want to grab some equipment, some expensive equipment, and I go out and I take out a loan or I finance it or whatever, it's now up to me to create revenue off of what I just purchased to pay them back, so I don't see that L. Fact. Now, if I'm not coming to the table and I'm not breaking in that revenue, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Of course I'm going to be disappointed. And when you're disappointed, you point fingers. But they didn't have to give me this equipment. I didn't have to get approved. They didn't have to come and give me this deal. So it's all about what you do with that money and those resources that are given to you, in my opinion. That's anything, though.
Yeah, exactly. In my eyes, I look at it as this, is that if I'm about to create... If I know my music is starting to trend and I'm going to end up making millions and millions of dollars for this label, right? The money that I got for my label deal, if I got $1 million, after everybody get paid, I'm literally making investments, bro. To where now I can use whatever platform I'm about to have to then make more money from that platform. Even though the label's making all the money, right? I now use the money I got from my deal to create shit. I don't know what it would be, but if you give me $500,000, I'm pretty sure I can figure out some shit, right? You give me $500,000, I'm pretty sure we're going to develop an idea or something to where now I'm using my platform, which the label's making money from, to now build my own shit up. So now I can finesse my way out the deal. That's just how I would do it.
Wasn't Kanye just talking about that not so long ago? About how like positioning doesn't really mean anything and it's more about, I can't remember exactly what he said. He said a lot of shit, but it has something to do with like owning instead of being given the opportunity. Like if you create it, like someone I've been noticing, I think me and you talked about was we all talked about La Russell.
Yeah.
You know, like the idea of even going to purchase land to throw your own shows.
Yeah.
Is a way to create leverage over labels.
Exactly. Over time.
Yeah. You know, like it's like even right in the moment.
Yeah, true.
Like now you got land to put a stage there and put on your own show and bring people to this place.
Yeah. It's thinking differently.
I don't necessarily depend on how much I'm making off of these shows. I don't necessarily have to like abide by certain rules that they would give an artist that's independent.
Exactly.
Because like that's how you make the money right off the shows and music.
If you create the vibe.
Yeah. So if you do all of that, that's your leverage. Like now when he go to a label, like they have to give him more and it has to be an equal deal because of the leverage he's created.
Exactly.
He did the back end already. Like I got the merch, I got the venue.
Yeah.
That's how I make my money. I'm going to make my money regardless. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what I do with it. I'm going to create content. Right. Now, there's other resources that the label can offer you that you may not be able to access. And that's why we work together as opposed to you owning me.
Exactly.
With the deal. You know what I'm saying? Like
you're a partner.
Yeah,
and you have to view yourself as that.
Yeah, we partners now. So it got to be a fair deal.
Exactly.
You know, you see the money in it. That's what I mean by leverage. You know, it's just like shit. You just got to find a way to create that leverage, and that's in anything. Even you working 9 to 5, you have to find a way to create that leverage. That's why some niggas come in and slave.
Unfortunately,
and satisfy the supervisor. Like that's their leverage. You know what I'm saying? Like they like as long as I keep him happy, I'm good. That's how they look at it. You know, so he can't do certain things because I do my job.
Just to play devil's advocate. I agree with creating your own leverage for sure, but just to play devil's advocate, the type of leverage you create is important as well. Because if your business model doesn't show dividends, if you're not making a profit
from it, then you ain't really got leverage.
Like you ain't got the leverage you think you do. You got a lot of people that fuck with you probably, but everything don't equal money. And at the end of the day, a record label, it ain't there for the art, nigga. We there to make money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to create the right type of leverage. You know what I'm saying? That's why like everything like look good, like the look. Niggas fell in love with the look. It's a good look.
Media. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's a good, but looks don't
always equate to money.
Yeah, looks don't always equate to money, and plus, and like it's like damn that. I don't know, that Frank Lucas quote been sitting with me for a minute. Like you ain't gotta know me. And like when he was talking to Nicky Barnes or some shit, and like how Nicky was saying basically how he's not like the flashy nigga, and he's like, you ain't gotta know me, and like you don't know who the chairman of General Mills is, nigga, but you know my product.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, the look just kind of like fuck niggas up, I think. Because people got it confused.
That's the perception.
Yeah, perception.
That's what, and people perceive things like you said, like it could look good and I be bringing in no money, no nothing. And it could be something that don't look as good that could be bringing in everything.
Everything.
You know, so like people have fell in love with the look, and I think it's on both ends. I think fans and owners and artists and everything has kind of fell in love with the look because that's what keep it going in today's time. As long as I make it look good on social media and I know how to manipulate the internet, you know, like you can keep yourself alive.
Yeah.
You know, like just off a look. Like it's a motherfucker that's living in a trash ass crib with nothing You know what I'm saying?
And
post great pictures.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you would think they're living up they're living it up. And it's like they posting this picture and going to lay right back in the bed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, like the perception has really like just killed the whole everything. And like that's the most important thing. Yeah, if you can make it look good on social media, you might get a deal.
Niggas use that as a selling point.
Yeah.
It's a good look. You should do it. It's a good look.
Yeah. This moment is brought to you by Ipsy Cocktail Club and Ipsy Whiskey. Downtown Ypsilanti on Michigan Ave. You ever looking for a night out where you don't really want to do too much? You kind of just want to vibe with your people. You know, maybe have a drink for the night or grab you a $42 bottle of Ipsy Whiskey. Head over to Ipsy Cocktail Club on Michigan Ave, downtown Ypsilanti, Michigan. It's not really disrespectful to talk to my woman unless you know me.
This is a good topic. Aside from him trying to pop at your wife, just in general, trying to talk to a woman, just a stranger that you just see out.
Yeah.
Do y'all have like a specific approach?
I mean,
nah. I mean, it's just
you just walk down on her like, "Hello, my name is David."
No, I mean, it's just,
I can tell you what niggas done to my wife.
I just find ways in that moment to see if we have something in common. Like at the airport, you can make a joke about bags or like some bullshit going on in there to create a conversation.
Okay, so we be on the same shit.
It just more so be about the nature, like wherever we at, like if we in the store, you feel me?
Let me tell y'all what my wife be telling me every time she go out and then come back in, right? So she was downtown Detroit, not downtown. I'm sorry, she was somewhere by the hospital, anyway, in Detroit, and she pulled into this parking lot to go to the store, and I'm like, why are you going to the store in fucking Detroit? No, gas station. Why are you going to the gas station in Detroit? She's like, I need gas. But I wasn't thinking about it. A dude pulls in behind her, right? And was like, hey, let me get your number. She was like, no, and got back in the car. Then he comes up to her window and like knocks on her window. But like how the gas station is, I guess, like she gotta technically kind of back out because where he is, she can't move unless he moves. Right. So she like, what the fuck am I about to do? I can't pull forward because his car's in front of me. I can't go around. And she was like, dog, you get the fuck away from me. Like she had to say that. And she was just, and then he backed away. But it's just like, shit like that, bro. Like, I hate niggas that do shit like that. Like, don't make a woman feel intimidated.
Yeah,
feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like, what makes you think you're gonna get it now?
Like, I get it. You trying to shoot your shot. Look, I'm not mad at you wanting to shoot your shot. You don't see the ring on her finger. She's a beautiful woman. I get it. But don't be disrespectful towards a woman. Yeah. That's why she about to be strapped from now on. Yeah, so, because if a nigga, bro, that's the one thing, bro. Like, if I will literally, I will say kill somebody over my wife. But no. I'm not about to just kill someone over my wife. I'm going to kill you, bury the body, and continue to live life like you ain't never exist. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm going to be clean with my shit. Please don't fuck with me when it comes to my wife. That's how I feel.
Nah, facts.
That is like, I like, be respectful, bro, when you approach
and that's
a
why
woman.
I say it's all about the approach. It's like, I can't blame you for wanting to talk to her because even as men, you know, like, you don't necessarily think like, oh, she got a boyfriend, I'm not gonna talk to her. You don't know until you
don't know until you ask.
You know what I'm saying? But
and
it's
some
like,
of them be with it.
Yeah, it's all.
That's true too.
It's based off your woman. Now she shut it down off the rip, and you still coming back. It's like, okay, now we got a problem.
She calling me now.
Now it's an issue because it's like, okay, nigga, you doing too much.
Exactly.
You doing too much. Like,
and that shit.
But it's like on the outside looking in, it's not really my job to care, you know.
Yeah.
Do y'all find it weird if a woman that not your main chick, not your wife, none of that, just a chick you dating?
Are we recording this?
Yeah, this is all recorded right now. Hey, bro, we posted it.
I'm just asking.
We've been live.
So, like, you ever be like dating a chick and she tell you that shit?
What?
Like about how other niggas trying to talk to her?
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
I think that's really weird.
It's definitely weird.
But you gotta think.
Definitely weird.
But why
Women
are you telling me that? Like,
I mean, you know
if
why?
it's not your wife, your girl, like.
Oh, if it's not.
Yeah.
It's a jealousy thing.
Why are you telling me
It's a
this?
jealousy.
They're trying to. I
it's
feel
a
like
way
they're
to get
trying.
a reaction.
Exactly. You're never gonna get one out of me.
Yeah, never.
Ever.
I'm gonna simply tell you, like,
I'm never gonna care about that.
You go ahead and handle that.
Yeah. If it even gets, if it even gets to me, that's a problem.
It's a problem.
Facts.
Because you've already disrespected me.
Yeah.
If it get to me.
If it got to me now.
But it's up to you. Like, I'm not. You can't do anything about the whole social media, and DMs. Like, it's all on who you with. You feel me? And how she react to that shit. Like, that's up to you. I will never trip. Cause it's like I'm not clocking out on nobody that's not my wife. You feel me? Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like,
that's why I said, like, I get it. Like, my wife is a beautiful woman. You want to try to go spit your game. At the end of the day, she has to make the decision to be like, no, I'm married, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of my face. She gotta make that choice at the end of the day. So I can't trip on every nigga, but it's the niggas that's successful, bro. It's the niggas who be like, fuck you there, bitch. Like, I hate them niggas, bro.
I understand that. My point was kind of aside from that. Cause
I know.
I can't speak from your perspective, and I probably never
You will be.
I doubt it.
I think
I've been thinking about this for like the last 2 weeks. Like, I think I'm good. I don't think I
the last
need to
2
be
weeks,
married,
nigga.
I think I'm
Lifetime to go, nigga.
Nah, it don't matter. For me, I can decide some shit tomorrow. That shit'll stick for 40 years.
well, how much? Well, let me ask y'all a question, right? When it comes down to relationships, bro, you really don't get that much personal space. Like, I love my wife. Absolutely love her. Right? But, of course, I got to spend a lot of time.
That's worrisome.
You know what I mean? But we make it enjoyable. We try not to be on our phones when we spend time with each other, all that shit. So, we try to make it enjoyable. But to the same degree, you do need your personal space. Like, I like go play the game. You know what I'm saying? I need to go hop on Madden for, a few hours. You know what I mean? How important is that to y'all?
I think it should be important for both of us. You know, like, you need your personal whatever outside of whatever you committed to.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, yes, you are my woman. I'm your man. We together. You know, X, Y, and Z. But
I like how
you still need things that you enjoy outside of me. Like, everything can't be centered around what we got going on. Because that's not the reality of life. Like, it's a lot of shit that come into play when you committed to somebody besides just loving them.
Yeah.
Like, you got your own personal shit going on. You know what I'm saying? You got your own personal situations, bills, life, just in general. So it's like you got to balance all of that and still be committed to somebody. So it can't just be about that. Like, we both need our personal space. We both need go out with your girls.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Even if I don't have nothing to do, like, I'm chilling, you know, like, or if I have something to do, like, I should be able to do that. And we should be able to do things together as well, but it can't just be like that all the time.
Let me tell you how important personal space is to me. There's a lot of reasons why I want to be wealthy.
Okay.
About 10 to 15% of the reason why I want to be wealthy is so I can buy a house big enough to where when this bitch get on my nerves, I can go to a separate wing of the house and she can leave me the fuck alone. I'm anticipating that. Like, I never understood why my dad just sat in the basement for days.
So how you deal with it now, though?
What you mean?
Like, how do you combat all this now? Because it's like, you know, like the house isn't there yet. Mm-hmm. So how do you deal with it now when you, like, what's your go-to?
I send them home.
So you just don't deal with, like, that's your personal space.
Yeah, I just send them home.
But see, that's the thing.
It's good for you to go home to your home because you live there. You don't live here.
What? Have you lived with somebody?
Yeah, I live with a woman.
How did it go when you was living with them?
I slept on the couch.
Damn.
Voluntarily.
Like, every time? Or just, like...
Not in the beginning,
no.
I'm assuming.
I mean, I'm saying, like, when I need my personal space...
Oh, got you.
I'll just get high and fall asleep. I'll make it look like I just got high and fell asleep on the couch. She knew I was trying to stay away from her. Yo, this nigga's been in the living room mad long. Like mad long. It's been a long time. Like, you coming to bed? I'll be there. I'll see you in a minute.
Damn, I hit my wife with that a couple times. I fall asleep on the couch playing Madden. I'm like, hey, I just.
But I was really young when I did that. I'm not as big of an asshole as I used to be. So I was like 20 something, early 22, something like that. 23.
So I mean, ultimately, if y'all think about relationships and the benefits of them, do you think there's more cons than pros in relationships, or do you think
right now, yeah?
Why?
Why?
Why do you think there's more cons to relationships than pros?
Ready for why? Like,
Yeah,
it's like yeah. Why? I don't know.
I'm going off the feeling. Because it's like, I feel like it's more cons to me right now because it's very hard for me to find. Like, I can tolerate a lot of things. You're not gonna love everything about a person, right? Mm-hmm. But some things are just deal breakers, and I've just like yet to meet a woman with even close to having those personality traits to where I could be with you for an extended period of time. Like, a lot of women are like really inconsiderate, bro. Like, I'm really coming across how inconsiderate women are.
There's a lot of inconsideration in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I was crazy you brought that up. And I'm like, yo, these women don't consider my time at all.
Mm.
Like it's like borderline personal. It's like you gotta be doing this on purpose.
You take it personal. You take it personal because of how passionate you are about it.
Yeah.
You know, like this is like being disappointed. It's like, damn, you feel me? Or discouraged, I would say. You know, like discouraged. I was like, what? You feel me? But I mean, man, you just gotta. My thing is, I'll say this. I don't know if it's pros or cons. I just know it's no real balance. Like, motherfuckers don't appreciate the things that they have and appreciate time, you know? Like,
and that can go both ways. I'm not
right.
trying to
yeah, right, exactly. You know, like, it's easy to oversaturate things as opposed to
enjoying what
it is, you know, like everybody wants so much of everything, and that's just outside of relationships. Like, everybody want the max,
right?
You feel me? Like, nigga, every nigga in the league want the max. Like,
right.
Nobody want to take the little small dollars, nigga. That's when niggas start getting uncomfortable.
Right.
Like, niggas want the max, and it's like you got to put in work to get that. You know, like,
it's like we demand the most. It's in terms of relationship, 1-2 people in a relationship.
Yeah.
We demand the most out of each other.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because of the commitment.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, we giving ourselves to you, so we expect X, Y, and Z, and it's just, you just gotta appreciate, because you just don't know how much time you're gonna have. You know what I'm saying? Like, It could be quick, it could be long.
Enjoy your
you know?
time and protect your spirit.
That's it.
That's what I tell myself going into any new situation with a woman. Just enjoy your time and protect your spirit.
That's all you can do.
So with of course. So are you saying you don't know if there is pros or cons, or you know there's both, but you can't measure it?
I think pros and cons are situational. You know, because sometimes you got certain people, motherfuckers want 100%. Just kidding.
He spilled this drink. He ain't. Don't tell me you spilled the Ipsy whiskey.
Spilled the Ipsy whiskey on the couch.
Come on, man.
On the couch, man.
Good thing I'm on the couch.
But what I can say, I think right now there's a big push as far as in terms of relationships to basically not exist. I think everything is centered around self. I feel like a lot of things is geared towards, in my opinion, towards you being by yourself and being happy by yourself. Yeah. Like a happy relationship isn't something that even can be of existence. Yeah. I think there's too many negative pictures.
You gotta think nowadays. Like, a lot of situations. Let me get that real quick. A lot of situations come into play, and it's not even really built off really anything in general, like even dating. Like as soon as the initiation happens, it's sex.
True.
So now,
so there's no foundation.
So there's no foundation being built from day one. Like we already going into this shit cloudy. Like you feel me? Like niggas already. I don't even know who you are. Facts. I don't even understand what type of person you are, what vibe you come with, or anything. But I've already soul tied you.
I just seen you, looked at you. You a snack. I'm gonna eat you.
That's it.
Is that our society?
Real, and it's like relationships are being started that way. So it's like, okay.
They don't communicate. I think that's the biggest problem.
There's no understanding of each other. That's why no balance.
You know why communication is a big problem?
Why is that?
Alright, so, damn, I don't want to make this podcast about women, but, fuck.
This is the second part. So we talked about music. Yeah, this is the weekly Basis Podcast. This everything.
It might change next week, man, but this is how you feeling.
It's a weekly basis. It might change by the week.
It will not change.
He said it's stove.
You know why women have better PR than men?
PR?
Yes.
PR.
Public.
I know what it means, but like you gotta explain it.
Women have way better PR than men, right? So, what women, as far as relationships go, women have better PR, and I say that because women will really like get on you about your communication skills.
Yeah.
Women will really like, we gotta communicate, we gotta talk. You don't communicate, you never talk to me. Right? Women don't communicate well either.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Here's the thing. I think the art of communication is two things. Listening. So you have to listen. But also talking. Right?
They do that.
They are well at saying.
God, they come out the womb with something to say. God damn.
Oh man.
But as far as listening, though, see, here's the thing. I think for me, I can honestly say up to this point, been with my wife for 12 years, been married for 5, and so one of the things that we're really good at is just cutting through all the bullshit. Like, just say what you want to say. Like, don't talk about, this, but you're really talking about this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just get straight to it because...
Whose idea was that?
I think that's just something that we worked through an argument at one time. Like, we had an argument about something, and it's like, how come we just couldn't get to this place in the first place? Like, if we would have just jumped to this, instead of arguing for 2 hours.
Together.
Exactly.
That's dope.
Exactly. So
a lot of times you gotta walk them to how they had you fucked up, and how they also have themselves fucked up. Because now you look like a hypocrite because you're not even on what you said you was on.
Exactly. So it's better.
I'm battered, bro. I'm a battered man.
But at least you identify that.
It's a wicked game, man. It's a wicked game.
At least you identify that.
It's natural for us to feel the way we be feeling about shit because it's a wicked game, man. It's protection.
Yeah.
You know, like you gotta, cause it's like it's a lot of shit that can affect your mental health nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a lot of exposure, so motherfuckers gotta protect that shit.
Facts.
Like, I get it. Like, yeah. You can't put the next shit on somebody else. I get all of that. But it's like, if you showing me signs of shit, nigga, I already watched the movie.
You've been there.
I read the book. Like, why would I, you know what I'm saying? Why would I read this book 10 times and act like I don't know what's going on?
Facts.
You just hurting yourself at the end of the day.
It doesn't make sense. It's a waste of time. And it's like, you don't want to spend your time chasing love at that capacity when you can be chasing purpose.
That's why I give
as men, I feel like, because even once we get into relationships, the object is to take care of the woman.
Yep.
How can I take care of you if I don't even know my purpose?
Shit.
And I don't know you, and you don't know you, so I'm a find you.
You gotta communicate. That's what it is.
You gotta, in order to communicate, you gotta know.
Yeah, I know.
You feel me? Like, you gotta know who you are. You have to understand what you like and don't like. It can't be all of this confusion. You know, like, you have to challenge yourself. You have to do new things to find out different layers about yourself.
Facts.
So you can communicate communicate this to somebody else.
But even if let's just say if you don't really know yourself or you know who you are right now, at least you have the foundation of finding out. Mm-hmm. At least you know you're on the road of discovery. Like, right. I'm learning myself every day. I think that's a good foundation because you're not going to be the same as you grow.
That requires self-awareness.
Right. You know what I mean? Exactly.
Awareness, yeah.
But you know who don't have that?
Please don't say women.
Hey, man, like, shit, man. It's whatever experiences he had.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's what you experienced through the women that you've been with. But I can't say the same for my wife because my wife has brought awareness to me in a way I can't even imagine. Like, you know what I mean? The guy who I am today, a huge part of that is because of her. Like, in my eyes, God used her to create me. You know what I mean? And that for me,
that's a hard.
For
wow, nigga.
Did y'all have like a wedding?
No, bro.
So yeah, you need to have one, and you got.
No, this nigga say you need to have one.
Y'all niggas need to have a wedding. I'm trying to get photos at the wedding. I'm talking to the bridesmaids.
You talking about a reception?
No, but I mean,
what? Reception after the wedding.
Yeah, the party.
They already have the wedding. They can have a reception. So
but they didn't have like a bit. You can renew your vows and have like a blowout wedding.
You can't. We can exactly. Right, so we did plan on renewing our vows. We actually, because like I said, I've been with my wife.
Let me write them for you, son. So let me write your vows, son. Come on, let me write your vows. Let me do a poem. You know what I'm saying? Let me do a poem.
Hey, you never know. We might do another reception. But what ended up happening is, like I said, I've been with my wife for 12 years, but married for 5. So we was together for 7 years and we weren't married. Mm-hmm. So you could imagine the amount of pressure we was faced. Like, when you gonna get married? Right. When you gonna have kids? And we were trying to put our whole life together right now. Like, we was trying to make the most money right now. And then we both just came together. It's like, yo, look, we gonna trust God. We gonna just go get married and, move forward from there. Ever since then, life's been lit, right? I cannot, take that away. That experience has not changed. Up since then, we've been married for 5 years. Life has been great. You know what I mean? Just because we took that step. So it's like, even though there's a lot of cons out there, I want everybody to have hope that you can be able to have that person that's going to help you become the person you're trying to be. You know what I mean?
I believe in that.
I think that's the overall message I would want to share, at least. Is that, damn, G, I feel like you're taking that kind of hard right now. No, you have some opposition thoughts on
I don't have opposition. It's just like
opposing thoughts.
Everything ain't for everybody.
True.
I feel like I don't know. I just feel like
you right though.
I have more faith in me driving a Carrera down Sunset than I do finding some woman I can marry. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like that's more realistic for me, knowing me and knowing what I've been through and knowing the type of women that I attract.
So, you know what I was just thinking about? I was like, of course, I believe women kind of like turn their eye to the guy that's actually right for them, right? But I think men do the same thing. Like, I think the girl who actually be shooting her shot, but she may not have all the
bullets.
Huh?
She need a better gun and bigger bullets. I mean, I don't even see.
A lot of things.
Sometimes
a lot of things go into that though. Like, it's still got to be your type.
Yeah, true. Hey, I'm not saying.
Like, unless you just at the point where you just like shit, it's out of settling, you know. Like, you at your wits end, you like, all right, I'm just gonna do this. Cause it's a lot of decisions.
Yeah.
You see a lot of couples, you be like, okay, that nigga just did. She just did that. Like,
sometimes you just want somebody. I just want somebody, dog.
Tired of waking up by yourself, dog. Like, I get it. Okay, all right. Okay. You feel me? They have a lot of fun together though, but it's like, yeah, that nigga is dead,
That was some societal pressure.
That nigga.
But here's the thing. All right, what if he's happy though?
That's good.
You can end up being happy too. Like,
that's good.
Do you guys?
Probably could have made a better decision. I'm happy with my choice. I could have made a better
I'm just gonna always believe in my shot. That's
Okay.
my mentality.
Okay.
I'ma shoot it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can't just like, all right, nigga, I'ma stop shooting. Nah,
Okay.
You know, like it's like, I mean, I'm not knocking it though. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. Like you find love in many different ways, but some situations like just don't require you to like really settle for certain things.
You know what? It might be me.
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I think. I think that we shouldn't think too deep when it comes down to people dating, right? It's a date. Go on a date. Even if it ain't all what you think, go out on a date just for the experience.
Says the married nigga. I said, well, you're taking that shit serious. Yeah, you and your wife just date. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, this motherfuckers out here taking it serious.
Bro,
I'm saying, but
outside.
y'all might be
It is a war outside.
All I'm saying is, man, I feel like if you got an opportunity to go on a date, go on a date. You never know. If it's somewhat, you know.
You right.
You know, it's a date. Just see what the conversation like
first. There's nothing wrong
first.
with that. It's nothing wrong with that at all. It's the way people perceive it. You know, like if there's no real, you feel me? Like you, man. Listen, you can take a shorty on the date. She'll be cool. Everything will work smooth.
Yeah.
You take another shorty on the date. Like it's a lot of expectation that come with just going to get drinks.
Really?
Yeah.
Nowadays?
Oh man,
Lay it out
bro.
there.
You gotta tread lightly, bro. Ain't no just dating. Like this ain't speed dating. You just meet motherfuckers and like, hey, let's go on a date. They're like, hey, let's ask some questions. Like, no, nigga, like that date means a lot more than just.
Well, here's
like,
what it boils down to. For women, they have, their biological clock is ticking, right? That's how they feel. They feel like they gotta move a little faster now that we're up in age.
I wouldn't generalize
They're like
that.
damn near 30, right? So they want to move a little fast. But here's the thing about women. When you're with them or you deal with them at all, what you then lose is your time, and that becomes theirs. So a date isn't just a date. This is a tryout. We are holding auditions.
But it's the same way, vice versa. Look, I always say it this way. You a single black man with no kids, you the trophy.
1000%. I know who I am.
Unicorn.
Like that's how I feel. That's how, you know what I mean. But taking a girl out, going to the bar,
It's
going out to
wrong
eat.
with it. There's
I do that
nothing
shit
wrong with it.
I used to do that shit all the time when I had hoes.
What you saying? Listen, what you're saying is right. There's nothing wrong with that. Like you're totally correct.
Yeah.
It's the perception.
Mm.
You know, like that date.
What comes from it?
Let's say you go on a date and you don't like the girl.
It's not.
That don't matter.
It's not.
She like you.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not us.
Like she like you.
That's why I say women
bro.
got better PR. It's not us. I promise you, it's not us. It's not us.
That's hilarious.
Man,
bro.
it's like, bro, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, it's nothing wrong with going on a date, hanging out as friends, getting to know each other, all that grown shit.
Yeah.
But some people aren't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They don't know how to
some
start
people
from.
perceive date as like you said, a tryout.
It's a tryout.
I'm either in or I'm not. You know, you either getting a contract or you're not getting a contract.
Yeah.
So if y'all go on a date, are y'all putting y'all best foot forward at all times, or y'all just being who y'all
I'm
is?
being me.
I be me.
Yeah.
That's why I was talking about they send their representative. They send a representative. Meanwhile, I'm in there like, nah, for real. Like when I was like a kid.